the ubiquitous, famous, infamous, hated, loved, whatever, 4x6 bandsaw. Everybody's got one, right? And I found that a lot of people, and I've had the problem myself, have problems with blades. They don't last long, they don't cut straight, what have you. They won't track right, which usually that's a setting with your saw, but the blade will actually affect that. Just can be a source of dread. You'll hate using this thing because you know that it's going to screw up. Well, I tell you what, get a good blade. It's worth the money. What I got here is a Starrett 10 to 14 variable pitch, 25 thousandths thick. That's the standard thickness. Bandsaw blade. This blade right here, that blade, that specific blade, has cut like 30 pieces of 3-inch square hot roll. Like, way more than any Track Supply blade or Harbor Freight blade I've had will cut. Like, 3 or 4 times the life of one of those cheap blades. I mean, that stuff, this 2-inch square, or this is a 2x4 hot rolled. I've done a lot of 2-inch hot rolled for collaring handles, 1-inch square, 3/4 inch 4140, 3/4 inch round 4140. I mean, these things, that's a 3-inch square. Like, gosh dang, that saw has cut so much. I mean, it even did a good job on this 3/4x6 that theoretically should have fit in the thing, but I actually had to grind one of the saw guides to get it to open far enough. But it cut that great in pretty short order. This blade cuts fast. It tracks better than any blade I've had. And I mean, gosh dang, it's just so good compared to anything I'd used before. Which I had mostly used the Track Supply blades, whatever I could get a hold of. It even cuts faster. I mean, I thought the tracking was just an issue with like the whole frame of the saw being bent, because I could not get it adjusted right. It just fixed it. It works so well. I was about 4 times, like 2 or 3 times the life of a cheap blade in, and I figured, oh, I better get a spare. Well, it's still a spare. I have not had any reason to use it yet. Starrett Intense Pro Die. Come on. Focus. Or what is that? Light. Pro Die. I don't know what IPD. Length, 64.5, 5'4.5". Width, 1/2 inch. Thickness, 25 thousandths. Teeth, 10 to 14. I don't know what that set is. It doesn't ring a bell. But I'm pretty sure it's kind of a wavy set. It seems like I don't know. Seems like a raker, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember the terminology, but like, they will run you about $50 on McMaster, like $36 for the blade, and like $14 regular McMaster shipping, which is UPS. But gosh dang, it's worth it. It has lasted like 5 times the $18 Track Supply blades, and done it in like half the time. Did all the cuts in like half the time on one of those things. The McMaster part number right here, 4179A543. That's that exact blade. I mean, I was just so impressed with this blade. I had to tell you guys, but I think that this is the best 4x6 bandsaw blade for cutting big material. That's the thing. If you're cutting tubing, really thin wall stuff, thin sheet metal, you might break some teeth off of this blade, and you don't want that. Now, I get away with cutting thin tubing. I don't do a lot of it. And I get away with cutting thin tubing by gently letting the saw cut through it, because it will try to take a big bite, and it will break teeth off if you let it. But just let the saw cut through once it's cutting through the sides of it where it's really thin, a thin cross section. But it does okay for that. I don't do a lot of that, so I don't really worry about it. I'm sure you could get like a 16 to 18 or 16 to 20 or some finer pitch saw blade that would work well for that, but Come on, come on. The coffee. I need the coffee to work right now. I even put this saw on the second highest speed. I used to run it on the slowest speed, and it has not made a difference in cut, other than being faster. I mean, I don't know how much longer this blade has left in it. Doesn't show any signs of stopping. It may not be quite as sharp as it was when it's new, but like, man, it is just great. It was really great.